We want the color to be over life. Change it. Right now it's this pretty cool rainbow setting, so if I play that through, they change colors. It's pretty cool, but you can change it whatever you want. Here's a blue one, so it's gonna look like that. I may want this to be a stronger color, and then go to this teal. Just make it until it's about the color you want, so it's kind of nice looking. May fiddle around with that later. And change the transfer mode to screen, so it gives it kind of a shinier look. Alright, now we want to go into the physics. Air. It's gonna change on me. It's gonna shrink. Yep, knew it. It always does that for some reason. So you want to go to effect position, second one in the turbulence field of air, and you kind of want to give it that crazy kind of look. And then the effect size, you may want to change that to about there. You also want to add motion blur. So just go to comp settings and change it to on. So now let's look at what our text looks like. It's kind of doing that. And then all the particles end up disappearing. It's a pretty nice effect right there. But it's not coming in like the way we wanted it. So if we just get rid of the keyframes for the position, alt click it, we go in here and we add we type in wiggle begin parentheses 8 comma 50 end parentheses. So now our text, the particle, it's moving around like crazy. But what we want to do is, so it's not just consistently moving, you don't get to see anything, we want to go to our text, go to effect, expression control, slider control. Rename the slider control to wiggle, wig, we'll do wiggle. Okay. What you're going to do now, in the expression we just did with the wiggle 50, we're going to delete the 50 part, effect, that's okay. Make sure the slider's here. Pick whip it to the slider that we just made, wiggle slider. So get rid of that. Type in wiggle, begin parentheses 8, comma, pick whip it to the slider, and then end parentheses. Now, it will do whatever the slider does. Right now the slider's doing squat. So what we want to do is go at the beginning of our comp, keyframe it, make it 0. Go, using page up and page down, go 2 frames, maybe, and set it to 50. Then go down about a couple frames, more than 2 frames, maybe 4 or 5, and set it to 0 again. So now this is what it looks like. Actually, we may even want to move that a bit, so it lasts a bit longer. Our speed, if we go up to our little speed checker here, our speed isn't too much. So, if we go into particular, go to the particle per second thing, if we want to create more particles, we just change the 29 times s to, say, 35 times s. So now we're emitting more particles. Maybe we want to make the life a bit longer. Also, while I'm looking at it, we want to change the velocity to 20 and the velocity for motion to 120. Here's what our text looks like now. There we go. May want to change the life to 1 second. That way they last a bit longer. It's nice. It's really nice. Okay. Looks like everything is the way we want it for now. Well, about right here. So it looks nice. Now, you can see the text the whole time and it's not fading in. So what you want to do is go to your text. We can hide the wiggle. Okay. What we want to do is bring up the wiggle so we can see the keyframes. And then we want to hold Shift T. We want to bring up the opacity. So T. There we go. Opacity's down here. Wiggle's already on keyframe. So what you do is you go down here, keyframe opacity, hit U, and that shrinks it all up. The opacity in the beginning should be 0. Then go a few frames into it, and you'll see our particles are emitting without our text. So go about right there, keyframe the opacity to 100. So it looks like this. That's a bit too much. That's too soon. You may want to put a keyframe in here to 25, so that way. It's still appearing too soon, so if we go to here, maybe right here, and make that 0, it stays 0 for a while. So now watch. Here, let's run a RAM preview of it so you can see it a bit faster, so what it's going to look like when you guys see it. Let that buffer, and that's really nice. That's really nice looking. So you got it appearing out of these, and I like how the particles like fly everywhere. It's really nice. It's looking really, really good. Now we want this to last from here to, I'd say, about 4, just sitting there doing nothing. And then right here we want to keyframe the slider again. So add keyframe, just click the little add keyframe, go down 2 frames and get 50, and then just go over a bit to right there and keyframe it to 0. So now this is where it's going to disappear. So right there our text looks like that. So we want to keyframe the opacity to be 100. Go down, down. Right there is where we want it to go to 25, and then go down 1 more frame and make it 0. So here's what it looks like now. Disappearing. Looking pretty sweet. So, with a RAM preview, gotta let it buffer once again. So it really involves the speed. It's generated on speed. Here we go. So it's just sitting there advertising you and then disappears. Looks really nice. Really, really nice. Now earlier I showed you this video. I had 2 text layers. Well, it's not simply a thing of copy and paste. It's you have to do the whole thing again. You just create a new composition, do it all over again. I'm not going to do that again right here, but what you're going to do is when you're done, what you're going to do is, in the video, you're going to lower the text before you do anything. So now, if we did it, it's going to be lower, it's going to be smaller, I'm going to shrink it all up. Control Z that. I want to back up in the middle. So it's going to be all positions like that. You know, do the whole thing again. Highlight everything, go to Layer, Pre-Compose, name it what you want, and hit OK. That basically makes it one composition. Control Z that again, because I have one more thing I want to do before I make it one comp. What you want to do is, if you can afford it, go to your particular layer, go to Effect, Trap Code, Star Glow. Star Glow gives it a cool little light up effect. I'm going to make mine Cold Heaven too because I'm using a blue. So, with a RAM preview, really buffer. Boom, boom, boom. So, this is really good for advertising, video intros, and etc, etc. Really cool effect. I'm liking that. It's Star Glow. Star Glow gives it a nice shiny effect, as you can see. Now here it is already. It's looking pretty solid. Actually, if I play it again, if I RAM preview that and then watch it again, and it plays it backwards, this is what it would be like if you were